To improve your writing, eliminate these three problem areas: nounified verbs, passive voice, and deadweight phrases. Let's go through them. Nounified verbs are easy to identify. They end in ing, tion, sion, ment, or there's some irregular examples like failure. It's related to the verb fail. And a bunch of words that can be used as either a noun or a verb, like focus. I can focus on something, or something can be the focus of. The solution is pretty easy once you've identified which word it is that's nounified. You take that noun and you convert it back into a verb. So conclusions is to conclude. And then we rewrite our sentence using that verb. They concluded. Pause the video and work through these examples. Next is the passive voice. It's also pretty easy to recognize. You're looking for one of those verbs that's called a to be verb, like is, was, are, have been, and then a verb that's written in the past tense. Often these end in ed, but you can see the example here is an irregular word, made. It's still in the past tense though. And then sometimes you'll see that it says by the person doing the action. This is not always required, but it really helps in rewriting things because it'll help you figure out who's the subject of this. Once you've figured out the passive voice is there, fixing it's pretty easy. You just have to change the order around. You figure out who did the action. It was done by me, so that's the subject. Keep the same verb, made, and the object comes at the beginning of the passive voice, now it comes at the end. From an error was made by me to I made an error. Here's some example phrases in passive voice. Pause the video again and try and see if you can work these out into active voice. Lastly, we want to identify deadweight phrases. These are phrases that are longer than they need to be, like based on the assumption that, or phrases that you don't need at all. According to the research by Newton, we can convert those by simply shortening things, taking this big long phrase and turning it into if, or cutting things out entirely, perhaps in this case putting in a citation at the end, but sometimes we just have extra words we don't even need at all. Here are a bunch of examples of deadweight phrases. See if you can come up with shorter replacements or decide what you can do with them. That's all there is to it. You just need to identify and fix these three different behaviors, and your writing will be shorter and more powerful.